Listen, bases loaded, bottom of the ninth. I just did this video 2 days ago about Delta in Toronto. Everybody, shout out to Toronto. We got a lot of people that support the channel from Canada as a whole. And if you don't know, I'm sorry to tell you, but Canada is definitely my second home. I know Vancouver, Canada, my second home. Edmonton, Canada, my second home. Toronto, Canada, my second home. So it's only right this story hit close to home, Toronto, which is my second home. Let it breathe. But with that being said, Delta is $1 billion company. When I mean $1 billion company, they're $1 billion company. They also do things called profit sharing for their employees. And depending on how many hours their employees actually work, they actually take the profit that they make, which is billions of dollars, and they actually give their employees. And some employees that work a lot of hours will actually get a profit sharing check for about $20,000 to $30,000. So you mean to tell me the offer of these people that were literally coming to see their families, coming for business, coming for whatever reason, they trusted your airline, and you're going to offer them $30,000, which is the same thing that employees that work a lot awfully get profit sharing checks. This is crazy. $30,000. Delta is $1 billion company. Sometimes it costs to be the boss. And for everybody on that plane, they should at least get $3 million a piece. If it's not $3 million a piece, there cannot be any peace. And I'm going to say this again, because you never know if something's going to go viral. So to everybody that was on that flight, now they said that if they took the $30,000, they're still allowed to sue. I'm not trusting that. And one thing I'm not trusting is this guy right here. This is the CEO of Delta. So in order for any moves to be made, it has to come through him. You guys have to understand this man right here. I think he probably doesn't know anything about airlines. This is what they do at all major companies in corporate America. They just have these people for the face. This man probably knows nothing about airlines. And he probably came up with the idea, let's just give the patches $30,000 a piece. You talk about the high level of disrespect. $30,000? $30,000 as people almost lost their lives. And all he could offer is $30,000. Let me tell you guys something about capitalism. I love it because if you're willing to wake up, take a shower, and put your best foot forward, you can literally go from the bottom to the top. Started from the bottom, now we're here. It's only right since we're talking about Toronto in a plane crash. So started from the bottom, now we're here. That's capitalism. But the dark side of capitalism is people that have millions, they never want to pay out anything. And I'm going to say this again. People that have millions, they never want to pay out anything. And this is why it's so important to have lawyers in situations like this. I don't care what anybody said. Out of the people that were on the plane, everybody went to the hospital. Everybody went to the hospital. You think $30,000 is going to even pay the hospital bill? No. So why would Delta come up with that low ball? When I mean low ball, why would they come up with that low ball number? $30,000. $30,000 is not even going to take care of the hospital bill. That's disrespectful. And since I've been on this channel, I speak highly of Delta. I say it's the #1 airline. After the American plane went down, I was like, man, screw that. Everybody go to Delta, only fly Delta. And look what happened with Delta. But not only look what happened with Delta, look how they treated their injured passengers. This should say a lot about the airline industry. And I made a video a while ago, and I just think the airline industry, it's time greed needs to come to an end. And I'm going to say this again. When it comes to greed, it must come to an end. $30,000 and everybody went to the hospital. $30,000 and a plane was upside down. Plane literally did a backflip. Let it breathe. Went up in smoke. Went up in flames. At the end of the day, those people could have died. That could have been a big explosion. And you mean to tell me after those people survived that, after they survived that trauma, after they survived that incident, you mean to tell me all that you can offer is $30,000? The level of disrespect is at an all-time high. And I'm going to say this again. The level of disrespect is at an all-time high. Forget $30,000. And I hope that everybody turns that $30,000 down and show Delta we're not playing. Show Delta we're serious, and show Delta they mean that they will be treated like customers and passengers that trusted in Delta. Delta need to come up with $3 million. $3 million for each passenger. hands down. This is breaking news. Thank you guys for tuning in. And if you take a flight, man, say your prayers, be careful, and trust and believe something is weird is happening in the air. Too many plane crashes. I didn't even report the plane crash in Scottsdale, which is in my backyard, which is my second home. I still probably have to do a report on that, but we had the American flight, we had the Scottsdale flight, 2 people passed away in the Atlanta flight, and you mean to tell me this plane flipped upside down in Toronto? I don't care what anybody says. Toronto is known for having intense weather conditions in the winter. If it's too intense, why would they even bring that plane in? It's something called greed. And I feel like sometimes you got to say, listen, it's okay to take a loss. It's okay to take a loss. It's okay to fly the plane on another day. Let it breathe.